John. Some of you might know me as Razor Sharp on the Wild Survive forum. I decided to make a video on backpacks to help some people that might need some help figuring out what kind of packs they're looking for and how to decide on these modern packs what might be the best fit for them. A couple of resources. Backpacker Magazine, particularly the Gear Guide, is an excellent resource to learn a lot of stuff about these packs and to actually see some testing on them and find out what features you might be looking for in a pack. They also have a website, backpacker.com. There is a lot of short videos on there on information. There's all the information you could ever want about anything to deal with backpacking. It's an excellent website. And they do have a fitting tutorial on there on how to actually fit a backpack to your body and to know your torso length, how to measure your torso length. That alone would be a 15-minute video, and I don't want to bore you guys with that. So if anybody is interested in that, I would definitely suggest to go to backpacker.com and check out that fitting guide. All I'm actually going to be explaining to you today is the features of them and why you might want to pick one over the other and the pluses and minuses of each style. Alright, to start with, the old standard. This is an external frame backpack. They've been popular for years. They're still really popular because they carry a lot of weight very comfortably. And with modern technology, they have excellent padded waist belts, fully adjustable for rise. You can adjust these to different heights to fit your own personal torso. Because they carry the weight very high on the back and above the shoulders, you can carry a lot of weight very comfortably with them. One of the downsides to this is when you've got a lot of weight in it, it carries it high, it can be kind of tricky if you get in rough terrain. If you're staying mainly on trails, car camping, or maybe just the occasional bushwhacking, these are excellent packs, and they're also about half the cost of the more expensive packs. You can get a good pack like this for less than $100, usually about 100, 120. You can get a really good pack. These have a lot of features to them. Lots of external pockets, water bottle holders. They have their own sleeping bag compartment down here, so you can actually put yours in there. But if you have a sleeping bag that's too big for that, there's all kinds of room down below to actually strap it on. And what that also does, it allows you to keep the weight up high. Your nice light sleeping bag on the bottom, your heavier objects high in the pack close to your back. They are quite comfortable. But if you're going to be bushwhacking on rough terrain, hiking up steep hills, they can be kind of cumbersome and real off balance, and they stick a lot higher above your head than the other packs. So if you're going through trees and brush and stuff, you'll actually run into things, get hung up, that kind of stuff. But there's nothing wrong with those. I like them. More modern packs are internal frame packs. These have a couple features that make them a lot more comfortable if you're not overloaded. There's aluminum stays inside here. You can actually take them out, which usually you have to take the suspension apart to get to them. You pull the aluminum stay out and you can actually bend them to contour it so it actually fits your back. Almost all modern backpacks have some kind of a ladder adjustable system for the shoulder harnesses. That allows it to actually be adjusted to fit your back, because when a backpack is properly fit to you, the shoulder straps will be contoured perfectly with your shoulders, and the center of this waist belt will actually be right on the point of your hips, because your hips here, where it starts to flare out, takes half the weight. And that's why with these packs you can carry a lot more weight than you could in the olden days with just shoulder straps. If you had 50 pounds in this pack, it wouldn't be that uncomfortable. If you had 50 pounds in an Ellis pack that doesn't have the actual hip belt down here that's putting pressure on your hips, you can adjust the weight from your shoulders down and balance it out. So that's why packs like this actually are more comfortable for carrying a lot of weight. Now, some packs don't have much features on them. It just looks like, I think someone mentioned a duffel bag with a suspension system. I don't care for those myself. I like having lots of pockets to put things in. This particular pack is a youth model from Kelty, I believe. And it's got 2 external pockets on the sides and a larger one in the back. Sleeping bag, this one doesn't have a sleeping bag compartment. And then the lid has its own pocket. And a lot of these type of packs, this lid actually comes off and can be worn as a fanny pack. So if you're in camp and you want to go for a short hike, you want to take a few essentials with you, but you don't want to take the whole pack, you can remove that and just take what you need. Very important on especially if you get a larger backpacks, because if you get a really big backpack and don't put a whole lot of stuff in it, everything inside of it will just settle down to the bottom, which undistributes the weight and makes it very uncomfortable. These have compression straps on them that once you fill the pack, you can cinch these down and it makes the pack smaller, so it fits the actual gear that you have inside. That keeps the gear in place so it doesn't shift on you, but it also makes the pack smaller and tighter and closer to your body so that it's not unbalancing you. It's been quite a few years now, but some companies, and most companies now, are making gender-specific backpacks. This is my wife's backpack, and it's actually designed for a woman because women are shaped different than men. Yeah, go figure, I didn't even know that. Anyway, the shoulders are closer together but contoured so they actually fit comfortably without crushing their breasts. The hips belts are shaped differently, and women tend to have a shorter torso, so they don't need the full tall suspension on them. And it's just a feature to look for. And most packs have some kind of pockets on the side so you can put water bottles and things in them. But once again, compression straps on the side. This is a feature I definitely recommend for anybody getting any kind of a pack. Make sure it has those. Otherwise you'll end up stuffing the heck out of it and carrying a lot more weight than you want to just so it's comfortable. Now, this is a Mountain Smith. This is my large pack. It's a 5,500 cubic inch. It has a feature that a lot of packs have. This top part is actually an extension. You don't have to use that. It's 5,500 cubic inch like this. You need another 1,000 cubic inches. You can actually stuff more in there. Do I want to do that? No, not really, because it kind of sits very high up over your head. This pack has a feature that I really like because, and a lot of modern packs actually do this, it will have a zipper. So instead of when you get to camp and you need to get out your cook set and it's way in the bottom, you don't have to reach in here and pull everything out of the pack trying to find it. You can lay this right down, open it up like a suitcase to get to whatever you need. Your stuff stays nice and organized, and you don't have to keep pulling things out, putting it back, and losing wherever it's at. Another feature is most packs are Camelback compatible hydration systems. Look for one that hydration system is waterproof or has a drain coming out of it away from the pack. And the reason for that is if your bag ever gets a hole and starts leaking, you don't want it leaking all over your clothes and your sleeping bag and stuff inside the pack. One thing I do to prevent that is I always put my clothes and my sleeping bag, anything that I don't want wet, in waterproof stuff sacks inside the backpack. Not only does it keep the stuff dry, but those sacks, due to the material, tend to slide easy. So when you do reach into the pack to pull something out, they just slip in and out really easy. Now you notice backpacks have these straps up here. These are actually different than the ones that tighten it on your shoulders. These actually snug the pack tight to your back, and by pulling on these, when you tighten them up, it actually lifts the backpack off the waist belt. So as you're hiking along, it feels like you got too much weight on your waist, you can actually cinch those up tighter and it transfers some of the weight from the waist to the shoulders, or vice versa. You can loosen them a little bit to get the weight down. It really helps in the long, if you're carrying a lot of weight and you're traveling a long ways, it makes a world of difference. And some packs, this pack here is not meant to carry a whole lot of weight. I wouldn't put more than about 30 pounds in it, but this is a modern rendition of a Elvis pack. It all has all the Fast-Tech buckles on it. And what I like about it is it has lots and lots of pockets. I'm an organizational freak. You can't tell by looking at my garage. So I like having a place for everything. I know when I'm camping or backpacking and I'm in the dark and I reach over to my backpack to grab something out of it, I know right where it is. I don't have to dig, I don't have to look for it. This has a waist belt, but if I were to actually put this on, this waist belt actually rides way up here on my side. Most of these military style backpacks do that on purpose because most military people wear a web belt that has canteens and ammo holders and a butt pack or a pistol and that, and it keeps it up off of that, which all this really does is stabilize the pack to your body, so when you bend over and stuff, the pack doesn't flip around on you. Another thing to consider is the size of the packs. Backpacks come in all different sizes. You don't always want to get the biggest pack you can. You need to do a little bit of research, kind of check out the gear that you actually have that you're going to own, and see how much room you're actually going to need for it. If that means taking it to a gear shop and actually stuffing some of their backpacks, they will let you do that. They're really good about working with you on that. If you go into a gear shop too, they will fit the pack to you. They'll make sure it fits properly. They want you to be comfortable. They want you to enjoy that pack. They will stuff it with their own stuff, get the weight up to whatever you would normally be carrying, and let you walk around the store for a couple hours if you want, just to test the packs out. It's a great place to buy. Sometimes they can be pretty expensive. I think this particular pack here was retailed probably about $300, but I didn't pay that for it. I got it on clearance. That's another good thing. You can always buy last year's technology for about half the price of the newest stuff coming out, and there's usually nothing wrong with it. It all comes down to comfort, suspension, and weight. If you're going to carry a lot of weight, you need a good suspension system that's well padded. It's got to fit right. The torso length has to fit you right. If it doesn't fit you right, you can't adjust the weight on it. You'll either always be on your hips or always be on your shoulders. It'll make it hard to actually get it cinched down tight to your back. Well, there really isn't a whole lot more I can go into on this without getting into too much detail that would just bore you. So thanks for watching, and check out wildsurvive.com. It's a great place to learn how to keep your ass alive. Have a good day.